Many centuries ago, in a land full of stories and mysteries, there lived one of the wisest and most prosperous kings. Solomon, son of David, his story begins even before his birth, with the promises and aspirations of his father, the great King David, the beginning of the promise. David, a valiant warrior devoted to God, reigned over Israel and dreamed of building a magnificent temple in honor of him. However, God had other plans. He promised that it would not be David, but his son, who would build the sceau when Solomon was born. He already carried within him a mission, Salomon, dont le nom signifie paix, fut élevé dans un environnement de dévotion et d'apprentissage. Dès son jeune âge, il fut préparé à devenir le successeur de son père, apprenant les lois de Dieu, l'art du leadership et la diplomatie nécessaires pour maintenir la paix dans le royaume. David, conscient de l'importance de la formation spirituelle et morale, s'assura que son fils ait les meilleurs tuteurs et conseillers. He could have asked for wealth, longevity, or the death of his enemies, but Solomon, with humility, asked for wisdom to govern. God was so pleased with Solomon's request that he granted him not only incomparable wisdom, but also riches and honor, promising that he would be the most. This divine wisdom was put to the test when two women fought over motherhood. Salomon, avec astuce, suggéra de diviser l'enfant en deux, révélant ainsi la vraie mère qui préférait voir son fils entre les mains de l'autre femme plutôt que de le voir mourir. This decision not only cemented his reputation as a just and wise king, but also demonstrated the depth of his understanding of human nature, and with wisdom and prosperity, Solomon began the construction of the temple in Jerusalem, a monumental project that lasted 7 years. He mobilized thousands of workers, imported cedars from Lebanon, and decorated the temple with pure gold, creating one of the wonders of the ancient world. The temple was not just a building, but a symbol of the covenant between God, and every detail of the temple was meticulously planned. The walls were decorated with carvings of cherubs, palm trees, and open flowers. The Holy of Holies, the most sacred part of the temple, housed the Ark of the Covenant, where the presence of God was believed to reside. To ensure that the temple was built according to divine precepts, Solomon consulted not only skilled craftsmen, but also prophets. Le temple devint un centre spirituel et culturel, attirant des gens de toutes parts pour adorer et apprendre. When the temple was completed, Solomon held a grand dedication ceremony. For 7 days the people of Israel celebrated with sacrifices and offerings. Solomon offered a moving prayer, asking God to hear the pleas of his people. When they prayed, God responded with a visible sign of his presence. A cloud filled the temple, indicating that he had accepted and would be present among them. This dedication marked a high point in Solomon's reign, symbolizing the fulfillment of God's promise to David and the establishment of Jerusalem as the spiritual center of Israel. Solomon's reign was a golden era for Israel. His policies of trade and alliances brought wealth and prosperity to Israel. The famous King Solomon's mines, although never found, fueled legends about his court, was a center of culture and knowledge, attracting visitors from all over, including the Queen of Sheba, brought with her riches and exotic gifts, testing Solomon with riddles and difficult questions. Solomon answered them all with ease, and the queen was impressed not only by his wisdom, but also by the organization and wealth of this visit, further reinforced Solomon's reputation as one of the greatest monarchs of his time. Additionally, Solomon established trade routes that stretched from Egypt to India, enriching the kingdom with spices, gold, and other valuable goods. He also built fortified cities, temples, and palaces, expanding Israel's infrastructure and increasing its power. Solomon was not only a leader, but also a philosopher and poet. He wrote proverbs and hymns that became part of the eternal wisdom of the Bible. In his writings, such as the Book of Proverbs, the Song of Solomon, and Ecclesiastes, he reflects on the nature of life, the search for meaning, and the importance of fear. In the book of Proverbs, he offers practical advice on how to live a righteous and moral life, addressing themes such as honesty, diligence, and humility. In the Song of Songs, he celebrates love, and in Ecclesiastes, he examines the futility of earthly ambitions and the inevitability of death, concluding that the true purpose of life is to fear God and obey his commandments. However, Solomon's life was not without its flaws. Over time, he drifted away from some of the principles he had established early in his reign. He married many foreign women who led him to worship other gods, bringing consequences for his kingdom. God warned that the kingdom would be divided after his death. Solomon built altars to the foreign gods of his wives, such as Ashtoreth, goddess of the Sidonians, and Moloch, god of the Ammonites. This religious syncretism deeply displeased God, who had clearly instructed the people of Israel to worship only him. At the end of his life, Solomon reflected on his mistakes and the futility of seeking satisfaction in earthly things. In Ecclesiastes, he concludes that the fear of God and obedience to his commandments are the true goal of life. Solomon attempted to correct his ways, but the impact of his actions had already been felt. The tribes of Israel were discontented, and the once united and prosperous kingdom began to show signs of division. Solomon's reign left a lasting legacy. His wisdom, wealth, and buildings, especially the temple in Jerusalem, remained in the collective memory as symbols of the grandeur and complexity of his reign. But above all, the story of Solomon is a reminder of the power of divine wisdom and the importance of living a life in harmony with divine principles. Solomon was succeeded by his son Rehoboam, and as God had predicted, the kingdom split. The northern tribes separated, forming the kingdom of Israel, while the southern tribes continued under the rule of the line of David, forming the kingdom of Judah. Solomon's life, with its glories and tragedies, offers valuable lessons about human nature and relationship with the divine. His name remains synonymous with wisdom, and his literary works continue to inspire and guide generations. In addition to literary contributions, Solomon also left an architectural legacy. His palaces and fortified cities are testament to his skill in engineering and urban planning. The city of Megiddo, one of Solomon's fortified cities, is an example of his strategic vision, located on a crucial trade route. Solomon's stables at Hazor and Gezer show the importance he placed on maintaining a well-equipped army. These and other building projects not only enhanced Israel's security, but also demonstrated Solomon's commitment to strengthening his kingdom. Solomon's end was a mixture of reflection and repentance. Despite his mistakes, he sought reconciliation with God. His life serves as a powerful testimony to the complexity of the human condition and the constant need to seek divine wisdom and guidance. So the story of Solomon continues to be told and retold, reminding us of the eternal quest for wisdom and the importance of maintaining our faith. And here we end the story of one of the greatest kings of humanity. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so as not to miss any. If you liked the video, please leave a like and share it with your friends. This helps the channel grow a lot. Also, leave your comment on what you thought of the story of King Solomon. Until next time.